Hi guys, it's Panthers and I'm back in another video, and today I'm going to be predicting who I think will win each game in Week 12 of the 2020 NFL season. And before we do get into that, I just want to let you guys know, if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me down below, leave a link in the description, because over there I've been making stories about news that I can't put up here because I just don't have the time to make all those videos. So if you want to be the most up-to-date with all the sports, NBA, NHL, NFL, and some MLB, then go check me out over there. Links in the description. And before we get into the video, I just want to thank all the teams on Instagram that have seen me. The Carolina Panthers have recently seen a story of mine for the first time ever. And also the Atlanta Hawks have seen a story that I made about them. The Memphis Grizzlies have seen one, and many more. I'm just not going to go through every team. That would take too long, and players as well. Thank you to all of them who have seen my stories. And let's get into the video. So first, on Thanksgiving Day at 12:30 p.m., we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans in Detroit. So I think this is going to be a good game because Detroit coming off that shutout loss to the Panthers, 20-0 in Carolina, and the Texans coming off that win against the Pats by 7, and their only loss to the Browns by 3 2 weeks ago. I think this is going to be a really good game, but I do think the Texans get the slight edge on Thanksgiving Day because I just don't think the Lions get the win here. And I know they might. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. It's just based on how they played last week. Like, I know the Panthers' defense is getting better as the season progresses. Just them not being able to put up any points against the Panthers. And yes, I know there was a missed field goal, but still not being able to even put up, like, short field goal for your kicker to make or a touchdown. I just don't really believe in this offense that much. So I am going to pick the Texans to win because I do like what Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans have been doing the last few weeks. Let's get into the next Thanksgiving Day game. Next, we have Washington football team taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas at 4:30 p.m. Winner of this game will take the possession of the NFC East because right now the leader is the Eagles at 3-6-1, and all the rest of the teams are 3-7 in that division. And football team and Cowboys are playing, which means whoever wins will move up to 4-7 and take possession of the NFC East. Before I let you guys know who I think will take the place of the NFC East, I'm just going to let you guys know who each team beat last week. So football team beat the Bengals, but do keep in mind Joe Burrow did suffer a season-ending injury in that game, so that's probably why they won. And hopefully Joe Burrow can come back next season and be great because he was playing so well this year and he just got injured. It was a nasty injury. It was a clean hit. It just, that's the game of football. And the Cowboys beat the Vikings. I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win this game, even though they haven't looked great this season, especially after Dak's been injured. The Cowboys have just not looked that good at all, but I just don't really like how football team looks either. So I am going to pick the Cowboys to win, but I would not be surprised if football team comes in and takes a game here in Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised if football team comes in here and takes a game in Dallas on Thanksgiving Day and wins the game. Let's get into the final game on Thanksgiving Day. So the final game we have on Thanksgiving Day is the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. I just wanted to let you guys know that this game was originally supposed to be scheduled for Thursday and Thanksgiving night at the time of filming, but while I was editing, it did get switched to Sunday afternoon. So I just want to let you guys know that in the video. And if there are any other changes, I'll let you know in the pinned comment below, and let's continue with the rest of the video. So in this game, I like how the Ravens have been playing. Yes, they did come off that loss to the Titans in overtime, but I still like how they're playing overall. I like how the Steelers are playing. They're 10-0. I can't really be mad at how they're playing when they haven't lost a game yet. I know there's been a few close ones in there, but they have not lost, and that's what matters. Wins or losses. It doesn't matter if it's by 100 points you win or 1 point. It's still a win. I am going to pick the Steelers to win here and keep their undefeated season alive because, yes, the Ravens have been playing good this year, but not as good as last year, and I just don't think they beat the Steelers here because I really like that Steelers defense. I also do like the Ravens defense, but I think the Steelers get just a little bit more production on offense than the Ravens, and they win this game in Pittsburgh. But I would not be surprised if the Ravens do come in and take the game, but I do think that the Steelers win on Thursday Night Football and Thanksgiving Night Football. Let's get into the Sunday games. So the first game at Sunday at 1 o'clock, we have the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I think this is going to be a good game. I do like how Justin Herbert's been playing this season. Just the defense cannot normally stop any offense, so teams just get back into the game. The special teams have been horrible for the LA the last few weeks. The Jets got a blocked punt last time on the first punt of the game by the Chargers last week. Jets were able to almost come back in that game, so it's not Herbert's fault. He's playing great. It's just the defense and special teams have been laying this team down, and that's why they only have 3 wins on the season. And then for the Bills, I like how they've been playing coming off a bye week. I think they're going to win here at home against the Chargers, and I think Josh Allen probably throws a lot to Stephon Diggs because I think He's the difference maker for this offense, and it was a great addition in the offseason for this team, getting a really good number one receiver in Stephon Diggs. And I think this Bills offense does very good against the Chargers defense, and I think the Bills defense slows down the Chargers offense a little bit, not completely, but a little bit, and I think they stop it enough so they can get the win. And I'm going to pick the Bills to win this game at home. Let's get into the next 1 o'clock game. Next, we have an AFC South matchup of the Tennessee Titans versus Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. So when they did play 2 weeks ago, the Colts did win this game in Nashville. So this week, I'm going to pick the Colts to win again because I like how the Colts played. Coming off that narrow win to the Packers, Titans coming off that overtime win against the Ravens. And I'm just like the Colts a little bit better here. And last time they matched up, they got an easy win. And I think they do get another win here, the Colts. Maybe not as big of a win, maybe a little bit closer. But I would not be surprised if the Titans wins. I do really like the Titans as well. But I am going to pick the Colts. I think they take the possession of this division and move out to 8-3 on the year. And Titans drop their 4th game of the year. Let's get into the next Sunday 1 o'clock game. Next, we have my Panthers taking on the Vikings. My Panthers got a shutout last week against the Lions. I was not expecting them to do that, but I'm not mad at it. I like that the Panthers got a shutout win. Only the second shutout this season by an NFL team, so that's kind of cool. The Panthers have done something that very few teams have done. And also, I like when the Panthers win, because maybe we could somehow make a playoff push. If we win out and go 9-7, maybe. Probably not. But I am going to pick the Panthers to win this game because Vikings are coming off that loss to the Cowboys. And I just don't really like the Cowboys that much as a team this year after losing Dak Prescott. So I just don't think they're that great of a team. And them losing to them just shows that I just don't think the Vikings are as good of a team. Their offense is very good. Don't get me wrong. With Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins is just kind of being like a game manager. But it's working out very well. He's having one of his best seasons in Minnesota so far when he became like a game manager and not throwing the ball all the time like he's Patrick Mahomes or some other quarterback who's really good. And I just think this will be a good game, but I do think the Panthers will get the slight edge here in Minnesota. But I would not be surprised if the Vikings take it because the Panthers this season, they've played good at times. They've also played very bad at times. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way. But I am going to pick the Panthers to win. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have the Browns taking on the Jaguars in Jacksonville. I'm going to pick the Browns to win this game because I think the Browns are playing very well this season. And I think they're trying to get to their first playoff spot in a long time. And I just don't think the Jaguars get another win. They had that one win in week 1 to upset the Colts, and that's their only win. And I just don't think they make it 2 here. I think they take another L and go to 10 losses on the season. And the Browns get another win in Jacksonville. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have the Giants and Bengals. So if Joe Burrow was playing, I would pick the Bengals to win this game. But without Joe Burrow and Ryan Finley playing, I think I have to pick the Giants here to win on the road because I just don't like how he played last week when he came in for Burrow. So I do think that the Giants will win this game. But if it was Burrow playing, I do believe the Bengals win. It's just their backup quarterback's not really too good, in my opinion. Maybe he can come surprise me and have a really good game and then play good for the rest of the season. Maybe Ryan Finley comes in and surprises me and has a really good game and has a really good rest of the season for the Bengals, but I just don't think that's going to happen. But you never know. In the NFL, anything's possible, so you never know. That could happen, but I just don't see it happening. So I'm going to pick the Giants to win. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have the Cardinals taking on the Patriots in New England. So Patriots coming off that loss, and Cardinals, I think, are just playing very well right now. So I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win, and I just like their chances with DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. That whole team is just playing really well, in my opinion, the Cardinals. So I think they get the win here over the Patriots in New England. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Pats win because it is Belichick, and Belichick maybe can make some good plays for Cam Newton, and Cam Newton can execute them and then get them in the game somehow, and then the defense slows down DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. But I just don't see it happening, so I am going to pick the Cardinals to win in Foxborough. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have the Dolphins taking on the Jets. I'm surprised the Dolphins did lose last week to the Broncos, but the Jets actually kept it close against the Chargers, which I thought they had a chance at winning that game, but they would just come up just short, which is pretty much exactly what happened. They got back into the game. They just cannot finish it off and get in the lead and win the game just like I expected to happen. So I do like how the Jets have been playing of recent. They've been a lot closer in games. They've not been getting blown out like they were earlier in the season. So I do like that. It's just I don't know if they're going to get their first win of the season here because I do like the Dolphins a lot. We might see Tua start. We might see Fitzmagic start because Tua did get benched last week for Fitzpatrick because he wasn't playing too well, so we'll have to see if they decide to start him this week. I believe they will because it is against the Jets, and the Jets right now are one of the worst defenses in the league. So I just think they'll probably give him the start anyway. And then if he plays bad, we'll see Fitzpatrick come in. But I do think Tua gets the start here, and the Dolphins do beat the Jets. And the Jets drop another game and still on the quest for their first win to not be 0-16 like the Browns and Lions were. Let's get into the next 1 o'clock game. Next, we have the Raiders taking on the Falcons in Atlanta. I'm going to pick the Las Vegas Raiders to win this game because, yes, they did lose to the Chiefs, but they kept it very close. Derek Carr just had to throw a deep ball and just hope it got caught somehow because there was not much time left, and it got intercepted, which pretty much everyone expected to happen. It's just he had to throw it because otherwise they were going to lose the game. They were down by 4. They couldn't settle for a field goal, so they just had to throw it down the field and hope something happened. They had to pretty much throw a prayer. It was almost like a Hail Mary, just not quite a Hail Mary, but like the same type of thing where you got to throw it up and just hope your receiver makes a play on it, and they didn't. And the Chiefs got an interception and won the game. So I do think the Raiders do beat the Falcons here in Atlanta because the Raiders have been playing very good this season. I know they did lose to the Chiefs, but that was a very close game right until the end. So I do think that the Raiders come into Atlanta, get a win, and continue their season and still fight for a playoff spot. Most likely a wild card because the Chiefs will probably win the division. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have the Saints taking on the Broncos in Denver at 4:05 p.m. So I'm going to pick the Saints to win this game because I do know that the Broncos did beat the Dolphins, which is definitely an upset. But I just don't think they beat the Saints, even though they do have Taysom Hill starting. Taysom Hill was pretty good last week. I know he could have been a bit better, but he was still really good for his first NFL career start. So he was playing, he just never started a game until last week. So I think the Saints win here. I think Taysom Hill just runs around and gets all over the field, and then the Saints defense slows down Drew Lock and the Broncos offense. So I do think the Saints get the win here and get another win. Broncos drop another game. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have the 49ers and the Rams at 4:05 p.m. in LA. So I think this game is going to be a really good game because these two teams matched up earlier this season. It was a really good game. The 49ers did get the win, but this time I believe the Rams get the win. I don't think they get swept by the 49ers in this series, especially that George Kittle and Jimmy G are both now out. So I don't believe they get swept in the season series. I believe the Rams get the win at home in SoFi Stadium. Let's get into the next 4 o'clock game. Next at 4:25, we have a really good matchup here of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs taking on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. So I think this is going to be a really good game, but I think the Chiefs do get the win here because I just don't think the Bucs can stop Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Patrick Mahomes, etc. I'm not going to name everybody because that would take too long, but that's just the main 4 pieces, I would say, of this offense. I just don't think they're able to slow them all down. And the Chiefs' offense just goes crazy. And then the Buccaneers' offense, I think, will play well. But I just don't see them winning because I don't think they're going to be able to score as much as Mahomes scores. And I just think that the Chiefs get the win here in Tampa Bay. But I would not be surprised if the Buccaneers win because if they can figure out how to stop that Chiefs' offense, I think this Buccaneers' offense will also produce pretty well. So if they slow the Chiefs offense down a few drives, that might be all it takes to get the win. But I just don't see that happening. So I am going to pick the Chiefs to win in Tampa Bay. Let's get into the next game. Next, we have Sunday Night Football with the Bears versus the Packers in Green Bay. So I think this is going to be a good game. But I am going to pick the Packers to win this game. I just don't see the Bears winning because they've not really looked too well. After starting 5-1, they've just looked very bad. I just don't think they're going to get the win here. But you never know if they could stop that Aaron Rodgers-led offense. I think maybe their offense can do something. It's just their offense has not looked great. So I don't know if they're going to be able to pull out a win. But I do think that the Packers will win. And Devontae Adams will probably have a good game, as well as Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. I think all 3 of them will have pretty decent games here. And let's get into Monday Night Football. So on Monday Night Football, we have the Seahawks taking on the Eagles in Philadelphia. I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win this game because I just don't like how the Eagles have been playing at all this season. Yes, right now they're in the lead of the NFC East, but at 3-6-1, leading a division, that's pretty rare at this point in the season. That just shows you how bad the NFC East has been this season. And I just don't think the Eagles get a win. So Eagles aren't able to take their number 1 spot back in the NFC East and lose this game to the Seahawks. And Seahawks try to keep competing for that competitive NFC West with the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, and the Seahawks. A very competitive division. I think the Seahawks get another win and try to stay in that division race for the division. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if you disagreed with any of my predictions down below. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if there are any people from America watching this video, and today is Thanksgiving, so everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, and have a great time with family. See you guys in the next video.